See where legendary rock stars recorded their hit songs, photographed their album covers, hung out with other rock stars, and much more on the Tanqueray Rock and Roll Trivia Tour.
Hi, my name is Sal Cataldi, and I'm here at Gem Spa, which in 1974 is where the New York Dolls took their back cover of their first album. This is all part of the Tanqueray New York Rock and Roll Trivia Tour, a journey I'm going to take you on to some of the great sites in New York City where pop music history was made. Things have changed quite a bit since then, and one thing that doesn't really change a lot since then is the way bands look. This was actually, the New York Dolls were actually the first band to really go heavy with the makeup and the lipstick, and they actually got laughed out of the business for it, and now a lot of people are making millions of dollars just looking quite this way. We're going to go up the block to the Dom. Right now we're here at the site of the old Dom. It was a place that was taken over in 1966 by Andy Warhol for his group, the Velvet Underground. Andy actually used to sit in the back and shine lights on the performers and actually invented the light show, which he called the Exploding Plastic Inevitable right here. It was later called the Electric Circus, and also Jackson Browne debuted here when he was 16-year-old, playing guitar backing up Nico, the singer from the Velvet Underground. And these shots were actually all taken here right inside that place. I've been following my Tanqueray Rock and Roll Trivia map down 2nd Avenue from St. Mark's Place to 6th Street, and we are now at what may have been New York's most famous rock theater of the 60s, the old site of the Fillmore East. It started in 1968 in March by Bill Graham with a concert by Janis Joplin and Big Brother with Albert King. It's most famous of all for, I think, the live albums that were recorded here, and probably most famous of those was the Allman Brothers live at the Fillmore East, the double record set that inspired a lot of guitarists all around the world. Jimi Hendrix also recorded here. John Lennon and Frank Zappa recorded here together. But enough about the past. We're going to move on to the future, which is CBGB's right down this way. Well, now we're at the corner of the Bowery and Bleecker at the site of CBGB's. It's the original punk club in New York. Started in 1974. Used to be a country bar. Was the place where the Ramones, the Talking Heads, Television, all the great punk groups got their start in New York City. More importantly, it's the place where musicians of today showcase and where the real talent gets a place to play in a room that sounds great. We're now here in the inner sanctum of Jimi Hendrix's Electric Lady Studios, a studio that he built in 1969 at the cost of $1 million. He unfortunately did not get too much time to enjoy this studio and use it. Some of the tracks he cut here were used on albums like Rainbow Bridge and Cry of Love, but it has been more a place that other great musicians have used. This studio continues to be used by the top people in the music industry today. CNC Music Factory is here with Whitney Houston. Bon Jovi is recording here. Jimi Hendrix is very much alive at this fantastic studio. Well, that concludes our Rock and Roll Trivia tour of New York City, but if you want to find out more about all the great places where rock history was made in New York, the studios where people recorded, the apartments they lived in before they made it big, you can write to us for a free copy of the Tanqueray New York Rock and Roll Trivia map. 65 sites, you can walk it, you can drive it. Next time you're in New York, you can enjoy it, or you can just enjoy it vicariously in the comfort of your own home. Thanks for joining us.